poor and powerless.
It's Norma, 51, and I became homeless because a small thing in the will cut me out. My sister could have changed it being an executor, but she didn't. She took it. She evicted me out of the house and put me on the street. So I've lost a motorhome, 2 vehicles, a 10 by 10 storage unit that was stuffed. Because at the same time that happened, my weight and arthritis kind of slowed me down on working. So my boss had to let me go. So I'm unemployed. And my parents weren't church-going people, but they put us on the bus and sent us to church when we were young. And I did that till I was probably around 12, and of course I got into the boys and the drugs and all that, and out and everything else. And since I've been on the street, I really had a hard time going back to God, because my sister was one that she'd go to church 3 times a week. She'd give all her money to the church, and then she puts me on the street. She's not even living in the house. She just wants to sell it. It's all greed. My mom and dad, I'm sure, turning over in their grave. But since I've been on the street, we met a man who invited us to his church, and they've been very sweet people. It's a totally different kind of church than I went to when I was young. Wonderful. I don't have one, but one of the guys bought me a pair of tennis shoes. He gave me $10. I went to the thrift store, got a pair of tennis shoes, and I've had people give me money so we could stay in a hotel for a night. They're always there to hug me, and if I'm having a bad day, help me out, and it's wonderful. It can happen to anyone. I was a housekeeper for 35 years, self-employed. Unfortunately, my body just started, within 5 years, went from what I could do all the time to not being able to do it, to where my boss had to say, I have to let you go. And he was bending over backwards to keep me. And you never know what your family's going to do.